I don't normally have my beard cut. Okay. I can do it at home.
Yep.
So what I'm after is kind of just nice sharp lines.
Yeah. Okay.
So nice sharp lines down there. Nice sharp line down there. That's kind of square at the bottom.
Okay. You don't want to lose too much length.
None at all, really.
None at all. Okay. So I'll just take what's essential to make a line then. Yeah. Moustache.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to kind of coach that out a bit.
Okay.
I've only started out the last month.
So we'll put a little fishtail in there as well, so it kind of takes it naturally outwards. Yeah.
And then, because I'm here, can I have a low skin fade?
Of course. Yeah.
So I normally have kind of a line put in, and then it's come up to there. Yeah, that's all right.
No issue. Yeah. Okay, so does this sit to the side normally, or do you pull it back?
Sits to the side normally.
To the side, okay, so you don't move it backwards then? So that's important to establish, because you can either cut it so that it sits across, or you can cut it so it sits back.
Yeah, that's it, it kind of falls to the side.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'll work a line and I'll take a little bit of this weight out.
Okay.
Right, so we're going to start with the baseline. I'm going to cut his hair first, because the haircut can kind of reflect what I'm going to do on the beard. Or if you cut the beard first, sometimes the haircut makes the beard look a little bit too thin or a little bit too narrow. So we'll take out the edges. Sorry, I don't normally use this chair. You normally use that one, so I'll keep going to press the pedal and it's not where it normally is. Okay, so
you're going to be the test of like if the mullet is back or not.
It's definitely back, mate. Oh, this is either going to go one way. Yeah.
Take you serious with that mullet.
This is either going to go it's really well, mate, or it's going to be horrific. If Eric got stick for it, I'm going to get real bad. Okay, so I'm working out where his O-bone is, and it's around there. So you want a low skin fade, don't you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to go below his O-bone then, in that case. So the O-bone's there. I'm going to go around here, and that's my fading kind of canvas. So what I've done at the back here is I've created like a smile shape. So the reason being is it's easy to kind of replicate on either side. So I can stand back here and I can look at the 2 points, the meat at the ear. They come down and round, and it makes a perfect smile. I can alter it slightly as well if I need to. I know you can see it needs to get a little bit off there. Ear to ear, yeah. So now that gives me a reference point. So when I turn Stuart to the side, I can work now from, I can pick another reference point. So I can go from his temple, where his eyebrow, so it's going to be low. So I'm going to work from there. And I'm going to come over and dip it. And they're going to marry up. And we'll repeat that on this side. The more accurate this is, this line, this baseline, the smoother the fade turns out. So now we're just going to remove the bolt. We've got the clipper on a 0, so the lever is fully closed, and we're just removing the bolt. Grab a little brush. We've got a new barber to the team as well. This is Brandon. Brandon, say hello. And Brandon doesn't really want to do any Beardbrand videos as of yet, but his work's definitely good enough to do it. So I'm going to coax a few out of him in the future. He's a little bit shy, I think, mate. Okay, so we've got a 0 now, and we're going to take it down with the foil. Have you had the foils before?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prefer these or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really happy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got the foil. I'm actually going to give this just a little bit of a clean out. Okay, so they're sounding a lot better now. So we're going to be just putting a nice little 0 line in.
So tell me, how did you meet Mahesh?
How did I meet Mahesh? So when I lived down in Dorset, I was told that Gentlemen in Rose Club were hiring at the time. I drove past it a few times and I thought, ooh, I don't know if I like the look of it. It looks a bit too edgy for me. And then somebody said, no, you definitely should go and speak to Mahesh. So I messaged him, and I was working at another barber shop at the time.
Okay.
And his instant response was, but you're working somewhere else? And I was like, yeah, I know, but I still doesn't mean I don't want to come and work with you. And he was like, okay, come on in then. Come on in, we'll meet you. And then, yeah, kind of just got on from day one, really. It was good. And then ever since, mate, yeah, kind of got on with him really well. And we've been friends ever since. And that's how I kind of got involved with Gentleman Rose Club, through Mahesh. I like the brand, and I just thought, I can see myself being... I didn't want to leave it, you know. I moved back to Birmingham, I didn't want to leave the brand, so I ended up staying with them and opening this shop, which was cool, because through Beardbrand we get a lot of people travel for haircuts and beard trims, and because all the shops are on the south coast, it kind of eliminates anyone past like the Midlands, really, you know, kind of anything north. So we get a lot of people now travel from up north down to the Midlands. It's kind of central hub, really. It's nice. So we've kind of tapped that market now as well. So, sorry, I'm not talking what I'm doing here. While I'm here, I'm just going to clean up just the heel of the beard. So Stuart's already told me he wants a nice sharp line down there. We're doing similar to what we did earlier on Callum. We're not taking it straight down, we're just bringing it around, so it kind of suits the heel. And while we're here as well, we'll also sort the hook out. And we're doing the same on this side. So we're just working it up. Not taking too much out, but just kind of making a solid line through there. So we've got Callum's lovely new Wall 100th edition, beautiful clipper.
Too shiny.
Too shiny? Yeah. That way? Okay, that's the thing of beauty, mate. It's the thing of, yeah, but people do, mate. Look at that, that's beautiful. Thing of beauty. So we've got number 2. And it's going to be closed. And I'm just removing, I'm going to put I'm going to put the top of my fade in, basically. Top of my blending. They do, mate, yeah. But he's also got a broken finger, so he's not able to use them, mate. Got to break him in for him. I don't know, dude. They do feel not. They feel. Well, listen to this, yeah. Listen to this. This is a senior, so I thought these are a very similar clipper, yeah? That's a big difference, you know? So it just runs a bit smoother for some reason. So it might be because they've got a metal casing on top as well. It doesn't make as much rattle, but it definitely cuts smoother. So yeah, we're just carrying on with that number 2. We're not going too much into the top. We're just removing a little bit of bulk. Right, now we're going to move down from a 2 to a 1.5. 1.5. So I haven't explained what I'm doing again. I've got a number 1 guard.
It's fine, mate.
Yeah, and it's fully open. So we've got a 1.5. And we're going just a little bit lower than the 2 now. Right, now we're going to drop down to a 1. So it's closed, it's a full 1. Right, we've got a 0.5 guard and we're putting it in a 0.75 position. So it's quarter closed. And this is where it's going to start making impact now.
But then it became annoying.
We need to start doing something like taking a barber chair out to the middle of nowhere and doing a haircut like on a cliff. Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to drop it down to a true 0.5, so it's completely closed and the 0.5 guard's on. And then this is where my C motion starts to work. So I'm flicking that out.
Do you get fed up doing skin fades?
No, to be honest, it's one of those things really, like you're always trying to perfect it. Yeah. So it never gets boring because you're always trying to better the last one you did. And some people have really nice hair to fade and some people have quite tricky hair to fade. But I do like a nice scissor cut now, to be honest, because it's a bit of a change from the norm, but still enjoy skin fade as long as somebody's kind of coming in there a bit open to how you do it. Some people are like, all right, I want it this high and it's got to be perfect there and I want a really short blend, and you think, oh, I want to do it my way, you know? Right, so now we've got no guard, just the blade, and I'm going to take it just off, so it's about 0.1, and I'm going to start picking out my bottom line. So one thing I will say about this clipper is it hasn't been zero gapped. So when I fully close the blade, there's always a slight gap. I don't know if you can see it. There's a slight gap. It's just like a mil or two. It's about probably about 2 mil. So it's not zeroed. So you can't get it down to skin basically. So what I will do in a second is I'll switch back to my zeroed senior, and that will help me just take it a little bit lower and blend into that kind of foil. So this one, if you can see it, the gap's a bit smaller. And this will help me just flick out those last little bits and get that blend really tight. How's that feeling on the sides, dude? Is that what you were thinking? Yeah, low enough? Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to move on to the top now. And we're going to use some water. So how much do you want to take off the top?
Just kind of ends, that's all right.
Okay, so you quite like your length then, yeah?
Yeah.
So just took the fringe out of the situation here. Trimmed it ever so slightly. And now I'm going to work this across. So I'll take a little section from here as a reference. Right, so I'm just pulling this down, look, and we're working a nice line, a horizontal line, so that it marries up to here. Is that the kind of length you were thinking, yeah?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, cool. So now we're going to have to drop a line in this side here, and then we're going to blend with scissors just through the edge here, and we're going to let that kind of disconnect on this side. Right, so the plan now is to finish off with the beard. So I'm just going to blow dry that off quickly. Right, I'm going to drop some volume mousse in your beard quickly, and we're going to just blow dry it out, see how it's sitting, and then I'll line it up and just take a little bit out of the cheek so it sits a bit flusher. So I'm just going to kind of titivate that with a brush, and it's going to blow dry into the beard and pull out the length. It's also going to give it a bit of volume. So I'm not going to take too much off the bottom. I'm just going to take enough to make a nice straight line. So if you keep that directly straight there, tilt your chin up for me. That's it. So now I'm going to just cut in the bottom through here. I'm just taking a little bit. That's giving a nice straight line there, look. Now I'm going to work this line here. So I'm just going to take just a touch. Still playing golf in your bedroom, Harry?
Yeah. Nah, I ain't good anymore. He always wins though.
Yeah, told me, That's a funny bit.
That's keeping it nice and square there. Okay, if you just look straight on at me again. So now at this point, we're just working this here. We've got 7-inch scissors, we're just trimming Right, now I'm going to use this as a reference point again. Use the mirror. If you keep your head slightly back for me, that's it. Keep it just there. That's giving that nice box-off shape there. And then we're going to just take a little bit out of this now. Right.
Mind your head, mate. Come on. Knock yourself out.
Okay, so we've got a nice shape there now. I'm just going to take a little bit out of the cheeks. You going to wait for me, John, yeah? Yeah, no worries. So I'm using just the teeth of the clipper again. That's just giving that nice flush shape. So that when he looks in the mirror for me, if you just tilt slightly down and now like, put your head as it would naturally sit. Is that what you were kind of thinking for shape-wise, yeah?
Yeah.
So we just took that little bit out of there. It's just sitting nice and flush, yeah? You don't want to take too much out. I could make that really square for you, but you're going to lose length.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of, maybe grow it a little bit longer, and then we can kind of box off around the length it is now.
Brilliant.
Okay, cool. So just drop back there for me, Stuart. I'm just going to work now on the sides. Just going to work on the sides, and we're going to run a nice line down here and just sort the moustache out. So again, I'm using the teeth of the clipper. I can use this wile clipper because the teeth are offset, so they're set back a little bit, so it's not going to nip the skin. But a zeroed magic clip would be cutting the skin there now. Right, now we're just going to run over with 7-inch scissors, just through the sides. Just going to work downwards. Start making a nice solid line there. So we're going to a point on the sides here, or we're just blending?
Could we try a point, do you think? Would that work?
Say again, sorry?
Could we try a point? If we have
Point, yeah? So just shape that point with a natural line really. We haven't gone too far in it to make it sharp. And then we'll do the same on this side. Right, we're going to move through to this moustache. And we're just going to put this fishtail in. And we're just going to give that a little bit of help so that it splits. Okay, that's just cleared it through a little bit. It's given a little bit of space to get a tea in there or a coffee or whatever. It kind of helps with his overall day-to-day beard life. So do you want to have a look at that, Stuart, and just check that it's enough out of it?
Brilliant.
Okay, so we're going to just line quickly with a blade, just on the edges, make that back to a point, okay? But you're happy with the moustache?
Yeah, really happy, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to use water for this line-up. And the reason being is it's got quite soft hair anyway, and you can get a cleaner line with it. I prefer it to gel, to be honest. And we're just pulling it down here, and we're dropping it so that it comes to meet the moustache. But we're not going too far in it. Nice high chi line. And then we're just going to tidy up around the edges. Okay, how's that feeling then, Stuart?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Would you like a bit of oil or balm in that?
No, that's fine.
You okay? You're going to keep it au naturel, yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. So I'm just going to clean your neck up, dude, and then we'll do a final spin.
right, stop. Before you head over to the next video, let me tell you about the Alliance. It's for men who are passionate about self-improvement, about becoming a better version of themselves, and about that mission of ours to keep on growing. Come join us over there and find like-minded individuals who will push you to the next level and hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do.